Brothers and sisters, Brother EBXCARES back to speak once again and salute current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that view. I salute to take the time out of your day to listen to a brother, and welcome to another edition of EBX Discussion. And I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters, whatever I have experienced in this life, and I'm 54, have experienced a lot of things, have ran across a lot of knowledge, some of my own, some maybe from family, relatives, maybe some brothers and sisters I've gotten advice from. I always mention, I haven't did everything, no one man or woman is an island. We've all learned things from person, place, or thing. But one thing I've come to realize in this life, and it's the secret. The secret to life. There's many things that, as we study and, as we get along in this life, but self-reliance is the secret of life and looking young. Self-reliance is the key to looking young, at least in my opinion. And reason I came to this is because I always get told that I look younger than I am. That's why I spoke on my age before I began at the beginning, and I always get told I look, some tell me in my 30s, and that's great. That's why you always hear me say, I thank Father Time, that great divine, Mother Nature, because those three forces played a part in my spirituality, my physical, and my mental, my body and soul, because one weapon I've always had in one's arsenal, just like many great brothers and sisters out there. One weapon I've always had in my arsenal. I've always been a positive brother. Now, of course, that's brothers and sisters that are positive out here in this life, whether in the world or online, especially those who are real, mean well to the pit of the soul. Of course, there's many levels to being positive. Sometimes you got to come hard a little bit. Those that haven't reached a certain level of intelligence, they think because when you keep it real, when you're positive, you're not supposed to certain things you don't do. No, being positive, as I said in the past, is a means to creating a better life, and that's any way possible, as long as it's not hurting ourselves or anyone else. But positive brings tough love, could bring easy love. Sometimes you have to withdraw our love from toxic individuals, whether person, place, or thing, and assess before we continue to give that love. Or, and I'm bringing all this up because self-reliance is it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I was going to title this The Wonderful, Wonderful World of Self-Reliance. Now, I don't want to make self-reliance look like we don't need help. All of us need help at one point in our lives, and have gotten help. But when we teach, or when we get to a place where we can teach, of course, we had to go through levels. And, as many of us say, we got to get our stuff right, get ourselves right, mind, body, and soul, get ourselves right. And then we can begin to teach others. And I think self-reliance plays a very good factor in dealing with challenges, person, place, or thing. Now, this comes after one has studied their emotions, brother or sister, male or female. Once we have mastered our emotions and not jump off impulses, as I always talk about, and really step back and assess different things. I mean, really take the time and put in the effort and do it, and not give in, not let our stress levels go too high. I always got to watch those stress levels. That's why I said self-reliance is the secret to looking young, because when you're self-reliant, you don't have a lot of things pulling on you. So when you have a lot of things pulling on you, coming at you at every angle, and you haven't mastered your emotions and everything triggers you or sets you off, that makes for a stressful life. High blood pressure, makes for heart disease, Stress, as I said before, stress is a killer. Take the time, look it up. Stress is just like a virus, brothers and sisters. So self-reliance is a very vital tool we can use to fight this thing. This toxic thing in this world and this atmosphere, and it's in some people, male or female, brother or sister. And a lot of us that has gotten to this point, we have learned this over time. And some individuals you can help, some individuals you just got to cut off. That's just the way it is. Everybody has to learn. That great divine gives all of us that chance to learn, especially ourselves. Then we can begin to learn to know others. But when we have a petty mindset and we're not seeking to learn, and we're looking to hurt someone else, and it's gonna come back around. That's just look out onto the world, social media, TV, and look at all this beefing. And this is another thing that self-reliance does for many of you that have mastered self-reliance, brother or sister, because it ain't just me. It's a lot of us like this. Especially when you get to a certain level of what? Self-awareness or age. But when you get past them 50s, when you have learned and you do know better, it's just certain shit you don't give a damn about no more. And I'm not talking about important things. Petty, dumb shit that's insignificant. When you have reached a high level of self-awareness, brothers and sisters, and anyone listening, I'm sure you know, certain things you just don't give a damn about anymore. Petty shit, like I said, insignificant things, anything that's not helping us, And of course, none of us are perfect. We are human. That's why we study. But there are things that we can't control, but there are things we can control. One, ourselves, if we take the time to do it, if we're not stuck in that low vibration. Now, when I say these things, I always tell people that listen to this, I don't ever want to come off like I'm this perfect brother, but I know me, and one knows me, because I don't really like saying that word I. We need to say one, we, our, that's the kind of words and energy I want to keep into me, because, it's a battle for me some days, I got to be real like that. But I've dealt with so many challenges in one life as well as many others, that can relate to this. When you have dealt with a lot of challenges, you have taught yourself to be self-reliant, and you don't connect yourself to everything or everyone. It's just unfortunate that, you have toxic individuals that's in this time still haven't learned. It's unfortunate and sad, but our best weapon when we can power through and be positive anyway, because self-reliance and those that have it, I salute you. And I salute you, and because I know it can be very challenging to get to a point where you cannot care about things. Remember, I'm not talking about things that are important. I'm talking about things that we don't need to care about, especially stuff in this world, or something that's petty in our own personal lives, whether it's coming through a person, place, or thing. Man, and that's the secret. People always tell me I look young, and there are others, especially, what they say, black don't crack, most of the time, but that's just easier said than done. It don't crack, but we got to take care of our body the best way we can, and we will look young. Of course, what we eat, drink, all that kind of stuff, all that plays a part too. I know this too, and every day is a learning process. You learn something new if you're willing to explore. And I know, of course, we should travel and not sit in one spot and get out in nature and all these wonderful things and see new things and travel to different states and different cities and see things. All that's good. But I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, the one beautiful thing that's most important above exploring everything, brothers and sisters, and that is ourselves. Exploring new things in ourselves, seeing what we can change, so see what flaw we can fix, even if something on the outside, whether person, place, or thing is negative, F that. You remain positive. And I'm telling you, mastering self-reliance can help with this, because I've been pretty much self-reliant for a long time, and like I said, not that we don't want help, but we don't be in that victim mentality. We let that great divine move through us, and and we'll see things come to pass. Because as we all know, brothers and sisters, when we're at the peak of our lives, like the heightened of our lives where everything is aligning and lined up, of course negative things gonna come. So, and that's why I say I laugh at those who are maybe evil or thinking bad thoughts, whether about me or anything else, or just evil in their soul, period, overall. I really feel sorry for individuals like that think like that. And that's anybody. That could be in the world, a celebrity. It could be in a high status, low status. It doesn't matter. Evil is evil. If it's in a big place, small place, it doesn't matter. But I tell you what, brothers and sisters, as I've said before, and I'll say time and time again, I never will come off like I'm this perfect brother. But I tell you what, brothers and sisters, I ain't sold my soul, and I'm not looking to hurt no one, and I deal with every challenge as it comes. Now, will I fumble and make mistakes? Of course. But when you're self-aware, you don't worry about things like that. Remember, we don't keep worry in our vocabulary. We assess things, step back, take a moment, think about it, get back on board, and do whatever we need to do to remedy whatever situation we're in, whether it's big or small. Because something that always centers me, and advice I'll give other brothers and sisters, anybody that's listening, family, remember that great divine runs all this shit. Remember that. The higher supreme being runs all this. So how dare we give our power to some toxic, evil human? You know what I'm saying? Because the great divine laughs at those who's evil, who are evil. Sometimes I forget that who really runs this shit. Mother Nature, Father Time, and that great divine. Sometimes I forget that. So that's what brings me back and centers me, And I always, like I say, that's why I always call down protection for that great divine and prosperity, for me, my family, others' families, brothers and sisters, the mothers of my children, because it's not my job to correct those who need to be corrected, because, hey, great divine has corrected me and set my ass down. I have dealt with karma. That's why a lot of us are, like I say, are at the level we're at. Those who are truly awakened, because we know what it is to deal with dark shit, So that's why negative forces, whether person, place, or thing, we laugh at it. Those that have that God spirit deep within, that real God now, not that false shit, So self-reliance is truly the secret to looking young. You know what I'm saying? It's the key to life. It's the secret to life, And remember, don't let a lot of things tug and pull on us, whether it's person, place, or thing. And that will keep us looking young. The less stress, you'll do your best. I'm telling you, like I say, I want to call down that protection, for brothers and sisters, north, south, east, and west, Actually, that came from me, from Brother DMX. I remember he used to say that, and he didn't say it exactly that way, but I remember he used to say that, And rest in peace and in power, oh Brother DMX, But it just popped in my spirit. But I'm telling you, self-reliance is beautiful. Like I said, the wonderful world of self-reliance, when you don't have things tugging on you, where you can just sit back and you can see what person, place, or thing is doing, and you just got your hand on you got your finger on your chin, and you know how you had when you're thinking and you have your hand on your chin and you just watching a toxic spectator. It's crazy, That's why I don't be on social media a lot. I sit back and I observe, and that's something that self-reliance do, because self-reliance is like going into yourself. Be thankful that great divine had gave you that gift where you can go into yourself, like before you going into a storm or somebody's trying to make your life difficult, but you're able to still come out unscathed, because when you have studied karma, or you have been through karma, and you know what it is, again, we're going to make mistakes, we're going to fumble, but we forgive thyself, and stay on board, stay strong, because what I always say, we never know what that great divine has lying ahead. And I've experienced so many blessings in one life, and I've seen it in my family, and I've seen it in others, my children, So That's why I say one has to be righteously motivated. I mean, be thankful every day that great divine wakes us up for more. Man, wakes us up and more before our feet touch the floor. I thank that great divine every day for the things that I can control and do have, as well as we all should. You know, we can't fixate on the things we can't control, but the things we can't control, embrace it and thrive and grow. Man, and be that great general that so many of us are out here. And a lot of us have potential. But if you're getting up in age and you are healthy and you are somewhat aware, but you choose to be toxic and not understanding and want things your way, I feel sorry for individuals like that, brother or sister. Because, great divine knows thy and I know thy, so I know my weaknesses, so-called weaknesses. We got to watch how we speak to ourselves. We have, as I heard from a great brother, many great brothers and sisters, we have great challenges within, no worry, no stress. Take all that shit out of our vocabulary, because we can be champions of our lives. And every day can be a freaking triumph. I'm telling you. And again, self-reliance, man, all day, every day is a secret to looking young. So that's my secret anyway. That's my opinion, because I get told this all the time, that I look young. Because, again, brothers and sisters, if you learn nothing else from me on this channel, don't have a lot of shit pulling on you. If depending on what it is, if it's a person you're dealing with or a place or thing, if it can't be fixed, fix it the best way you can. If it can't, come with another solution. But don't let it get into your system and start breaking your body down, because that's what stress can do. Stress is worse than cigarettes. Stress is worse than drugs, alcohol. Man, stress bring on stress can come from lust. I talked about that on the podcast probably a week ago, 2 weeks ago, because I haven't spoken in a while. And I talked about how I went abstinence can get to the core, will help to see the core of lust I talked about, and dealt with that too. That's another thing about self-reliance, and I'm still abstinence, and again, when I find that right sister to connect with, then we'll join together and appreciate each other's body. But I'm not just giving myself to anybody no more. Those days are over. So you got to be serious with yourself like that. And these are the things, and there are many things that come up when we have self-reliance. But when we go into ourselves, these are the types of things that we think about and figure out and reason with oneself, as I heard from a brother, and and get that logic in there, because sometimes this is another reason why we should embrace self-reliance and mastering our emotions. Because sometimes we can build things up in our mind and make them worse than they already are. And those that, if we are dealing with something or someone that is difficult, that is somewhat really not aware, maybe a little ignorant, you have to pull yourself away from that, because ignorance, oh my God, when a person is just ignorant and petty and don't care and want things their way and throw a little narcissism in there, that's like poison. So those that can't be taught or don't want to learn, or I'll say those that can't be taught, I don't say want, I'm talking about can't. Like you've tried everything and they just don't get it. You have to stay away from things like that. This kind of just an example. Could be anything that's looking to drain us, as we always say, or, hey, we got to stay away from that. I'm telling you, like I say, self-reliance is the secret to looking young, because when you're self-reliant, brothers and sisters, as I said before, we can breathe and not a lot of things is pulling on us. So don't let a lot of things pull on us to stress us, brothers and sisters. I don't care what's going on. And, like I say, I'm not better than nobody else. I'm not perfect. I'm not just this, unbreakable brother. And I'm not trying to, but, I know what it's like. I've been through a lot of layers and going in deep and getting that shit deep within, the uncomfortable things, the uneasy things. Been there, done that. So that's why I say self-reliance helps with deflecting things and keeping things from pulling on us. That's all. That's, like I said, that's all I want to give. The advice I want to give my brothers and sisters. That's the best advice I can give one. Don't let a lot of things pull on us. And assess every situation as we come into it. Again, you want to along with a lot of things that we have to do to keep ourselves healthy and looking young, but self-reliance is definitely a good benefit, and I talked about that. And we'll say this is part 2. Now I put part 1 in the end screen, and I talked more about how self-reliance is beneficial for kids. It's good to teach self-reliance to children, because then they won't become attached to things that's on the outside, person, place, or thing, especially if it's not good for them, because kids are easily influenced. And, like I say, one's not a perfect brother, but you know what? We can always have perfect intentions. I used to say that, and keep a positive heart. I'm telling you, great things will come, but sometimes they come soon, sometimes they come later. So that's my thought, brothers and sisters. Stay strong, stay up. I salute the great content creators out there that's reaching people and changing people, because I too have learned from some great brothers and sisters out there, have gotten some good advice. So I will always give credit to those who help one get to this state, as well as my family also. So thank those that's listening, that's been listening today. Thank you. I'm stuttering. But thank the current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that views, salute. Those that's been riding along with the brother. As I always say, we are leaders and teachers. We are not followers with a student spirit. So if anyone want to know how to stay young, well, this is one way. Self-reliance is the secret to looking young. Salute.